The great thing about 60% layout Hall effect keyboards is that they are usually tray mounted, which makes modding them quite easy. You just screw the keyboard from the old case and screw it into a new one. But the thing is, that doesn't really improve the typing feel that much. There are of course ways of mounting the module to the case with an O-ring or using the Wooting friction mount, but they are still not really comparable to gasket mounting. But with this DT60 Modkit from Desktoptribe, you can now also gasket mount your beloved 60% keyboard pretty easily. Starting from $139 for the single colored models, this modkit is available for keyboards like the Wooting 60HE, Sikakeyb HM66 and also now for the Venom 60HE, which I am gonna mod here. The modkit adopts the strap design popularized by Wooting, and these more costly options come with a leather one and the cheaper variants with a fabric one. Then you get a plate mounted pre-looped steps, the plate of your choosing made from either FR4 or aluminium depending what you pick, and then all the necessary screws and gaskets to mod your keyboard. There is also a sheet of case foam for your build. Just note that there is no plate foam included, so you need to get that one separately if your keyboard doesn't have one already and you want to use some. To start off the build, we will screw in the back plate to the back of the case with 4 screws. Then we will get the plate ready for clipping in the stabilizers. The steps are pretty thoroughly looped, so I didn't feel the need to loop them myself, and the wires also seem to be quite straight right out of the box. The Venom PCB has the standoffs already mounted, but for others you might need to install the standoffs next. For me, the next step was just to screw the sandwich back together. Next up is installing the switches, and I went with the Gateron Jade Pros on this Venom build since I already have one with the really good GEONWORKS and I wanted a bit softer typing feel on this one. After that is done, we will install the silicone gaskets to the plate. It's very straightforward and you just plug them to the pointy parts found on the plate. Next we will take the bottom piece, put the case foam in there, and then just align the assembled module and apply a slight pressure so the gaskets slide in the sockets nicely. Then we will just install the top piece of the case and screw it in from the bottom using the longer screws included with the modkit. You can opt out of installing the strap, but I decided to go with it. Next up, it is just installing the keycaps of your choosing, and I went with the EPBD Japanese set I've used before on my first Wooting modding video, just because I really enjoy the off-white color of these keycaps together with an olive color case. And there we have it, a finished gasket mounted 60% Hall effect keyboard, and this is how it sounds. So yeah, I am beyond impressed with the sound and feel of this build. A lot of it comes of course from the Jade Pros, but the gasket mounting really eliminates any sort of pinginess of an aluminium case, and the typing feel is quite smooth overall. I also don't have anything bad to say about the steps they have included and pre-looped. The softest typing feel and most flex is happening on the parts where the gaskets are not located, of course, so right on the middle and on the corners, but it is the smoothest feeling Hall effect keyboard I've used alongside my modded Wooting 80HE. They have done a really nice job with this mod kit overall. But of course, nothing is perfect, and I have a list of things I'd like to see from them next. First are the color options and also how they display them on the website. I was quite anxious about my color choice here before receiving this, since on the website the green is honestly quite a horrible looking shade of green. This in real life is like a perfect shade of olive green, so I would advise them to take some new pictures of the colors so the consumers would know better what to expect. I would also love to see some new colors happening like classic black and white and maybe a navy blue and burgundy of sorts. Another thing is that the case corners are quite sharp and pretty much at the level of sharpness that Tofu Redux is. I know that this might not be an issue with some, but I sometimes hit my keyboard with my mouse when doing a quick flick inwards, which sometimes leaves a mark to either the mouse or the keyboard. So what I would love to see from them in the future is another case model with the same gasket mounting structure, but with a more rounded corners without the strap design, because I know that can be a huge ick for some people. But yeah, all in all, this mod kit is still a phenomenal way of making your 60% keyboard feel softer to type on, and I think they really did a good job here. Especially if you are building a Venom 60HE, this makes things really easy. You basically only have to purchase the PCB and the foam if you want it, this mod kit, some switches and keycaps, and you're ready to build your first Venom 60HE keyboard. But that is all for this one. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one. Goodbye.